Hi everyone, this is Ramalinga Prasad Kuppa. Welcome to my channel Pharma World. Today's topic is warehousing procedures for pharmaceutical products. Storage of pharmaceutical products at appropriate temperature and humidity conditions is necessary to protect the product from deterioration, which can make the product unsuitable for consumption. Depending upon the characteristics of the product, the storage conditions must be chosen. Easy way to understand is that we store ice cream cone in deep freezer, whereas the potato chips packet in a warm or ambient temperature place. 211.142 Warehousing Procedures. Let us see the prescription of 21 CFR Part 211.142 for dosage forms. Written procedures describing the warehousing of drug products shall be established and followed. A detailed storage procedure should be in place for pharmaceutical dosage forms. The procedure should include the following: quarantine of the drug products before release by the quality control unit. After packing activity, the finished product packages will be transferred to warehouse to quarantine. The product will be in quarantine until it is evaluated and approved for release by quality control department. Storage of drug products under appropriate conditions of temperature, humidity and light so that the identity, strength, quality and purity of the drug products are not affected. This is important. The drug products must be stored under specified conditions as required by the product. Storage conditions will vary depending upon the characteristics of the product. Generally, temperature liable products are stored at suitable lower temperatures. In many cases, humidity requirements are also specific for products. The aim is to protect the product from deterioration, making it unsuitable for use. Let us see the prescription under 211.150, the distribution procedures. Written procedures shall be established and followed describing the distribution of the drug products. Distribution of the product is another important aspect. Distribution must be done under similar conditions as stored. In addition to the temperature and humidity conditions, there are additional prescriptions for the distribution of the product. They include the following: a procedure whereby the oldest approved stock of a drug product is distributed first. Deviations from this requirement is permitted if such deviation is temporary and appropriate. First in, first out, which is generally abbreviated as FIFO, should be followed. The intent is that the longer the product is stored at warehouse, it loses its expiry date in the storage area itself. This is only the intent of this requirement. So, soonest opportunity, the stock should be distributed. Some deviations may be allowed, but it should be justified scientifically. A system by which the distribution of each lot of drug product can be readily determined to facilitate its recall if necessary. This is important. There should be a detailed recall procedure to withdraw the product in case it is found to be defective and will have adverse impact on the health of the consumer. The recall procedure was discussed in my previous video program which was published a couple of days ago. ICH-Q7, Chapter 10, Storage and Distribution. Let us see the prescription of ICH-Q7 for APIs and intermediates. Section 10.1 is warehousing procedures. Section 10.10, facilities should be available for storage of all materials under appropriate conditions. Example, controlled temperature and humidity when necessary. Records should be maintained of these conditions if they are critical for the maintenance of the material characteristics. Similar conditions are prescribed in section 10.10. Section 10.11, unless there is an alternative system to prevent the unintentional or unauthorized use of quarantined, rejected, returned materials, separate storage areas should be assigned for their temporary storage until the decision as to their future use has been taken. Section 10.11 is specific for prevention of unauthorized or unintentional usage of rejected or quarantined or recalled product. 10.2 of ICH-Q7 is for distribution procedures. 10.20 prescribes APIs and intermediates should only be released for distribution to third parties after they have been released by the quality units. APIs and intermediates can be transferred under quarantine to another unit under company's control when authorized by the quality control units, and if appropriate controls and documentations are in place. Distribution procedures as required in this section are similar to 21 CFR Part 211 requirements. However, there is a flexibility to transfer materials under quarantine to another unit of same organization with additional controls and necessary objective evidence of controls through appropriate documentation. 10.21 prescribes APIs and intermediates should be transported in a manner that does not adversely affect their quality. Section 10.21 requirement is also similar to the 21 CFR Part 211 requirement. Section 10.22 prescribes special transport or storage conditions for an API or intermediate should be stated on the label. This section is explicit in ICH-Q7 requirement. Section 10.23 prescribes the manufacturer should ensure that the contract acceptor, that is the contractor for transportation of the API or intermediate, knows and follows the appropriate transport and storage conditions. This section 10.23 is also an implied requirement in 21 CFR Part 211 guidelines. Section 10.24 prescribes a system should be in place by which the distribution of each batch of intermediate and or API can be readily determined to permit its recall. This is like 21 CFR Part 211.150 subsection B. Drugs and Cosmetics Rules 1945. Section 2 from 2.1 to 2.12 of Part 1 of Good Manufacturing Practices for premises and materials of Schedule M of Drugs and Cosmetic Rules 1945 also prescribes similar conditions for warehousing of incoming materials and the finished products. Drugs and Cosmetics Rules 1945 gives some generic information on storage and distribution of pharmaceutical products in section 2 of Schedule M. I hope that the information on storage and distribution of pharmaceutical products is useful for your understanding. Check your storage and distribution system whether or not these requirements are explicitly described in your system. Thanks for watching. For more videos, please do subscribe, like and share. Also, please leave a message in the comments box for any further support. Thank you.